Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert's Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. Something I've been wanting to do for a long time is to rank WWE superstars. If you've seen PWI, their annual 500 list that comes out every fall, they also have a PWI top 50 female wrestlers in the world. So I decided, since obviously the most accessible product out there is WWE. I watch everything WWE's got. New Japan has the Wrestle Kingdom and stuff on, but not they have their weekly show, but not a lot of content. Ring of Honor has an hour show a week. I decided to go through and rank all WWE, females and males. Haven't yet got the males done yet because there's 130 of them. If you include the Monday Night Raw roster, the SmackDown Live, 205 Live, NXT, some of the house show guys who have appeared on NXT, and then along with some of the guys from the UK division they haven't created really yet. They're kind of unassigned right now. They appear on NXT. So I decided to I'll do the women first. So this is my WWE women's rankings. Basically all the women from Monday Night Raw, SmackDown Live, NXT, the live event roster, which a lot of those was from the Mae Young Classic, and there's I think 8 from the Mae Young Classic that have kind of dabbled with WWE since, but not really a lot. So I included them. So I have 50 women that have been involved in WWE in 2017, from the Mae Young Classic to Raw, SmackDown, NXT, that I have the rankings for. You may agree, you may disagree, but please comment below. So I want to hear what your thoughts are. I'm going to start at number 50, work my way down to number 1. Basically, I'm going to say what show they're on and a little bit about them and obviously who they are. So number 50. I hate to say the worst woman on the WWE women's roster right now, but I will. Lana. Of all the women in WWE that I used for my rankings, she is number 50. She's on SmackDown Live. She has never had a main roster win, even at a house show or anywhere. Her only singles victories have came when she was on NXT house show before she debuted on the main roster. Number 49. She's on SmackDown Live. She's had 2 wins in the last 3.5 years. Tamina, the daughter of Jimmy Superfly Snuka. Number 48 comes from Monday Night Raw. Her best match ever came from an NXT match versus Asuka at NXT TakeOver Respect. We're talking about Titus Worldwide, Dana Brooke. Number 47 on the list. She was in the Mae Young Classic. To me at least, she wrestled Mercedes Martinez in round 1. I seen some potential there. Obviously, I'm no one. I'm just a wrestling fan, but I watched this match, Mercedes Martinez versus Ixali. I guess how you pronounce it, Xiali. I seen some potential there. I thought she could develop into someone. So she was from the Mae Young Classic. Number 46 on the list comes from Monday Night Raw. She's had, on the main roster, she's a recent call-up. She's had 3 tag match losses. Talking about Mandy Rose. Number 45 came from the Mae Young Classic. Nicole Savoy. She's actually current Shimmer Women's Champion. Number 44. She's actually on the live event roster. She was also on the Mae Young Classic. Zeta. She's not had any wins yet, but she's been wrestling kind of the NXT house shows. Number 43 is currently listed on the live event roster. She was in the Mae Young Classic. She lost to Bianca Belair during the Classic. Her name is Sage Beckett. Number 42 on the list. She's currently listed on their live events roster. Rena Gonzalez. She had a win versus Abby Lathe in round 1 of the Mae Young Classic. Number 41, Dakota Kai, currently on the live event roster. She actually lost to Kairi Sane, the winner of the Mae Young Classic, in the quarterfinal. Most of these, I'd say, bottom half, because there's 50, so the 26 through 50. A lot of them, a lot of the mainstream wrestling fans aren't going to know. There are a lot from the Mae Young Classic or from NXT. I think of all the women that were part of the Mae Young Classic, the select few that I just say they were the Mae Young Classic only, they're ones that I thought had talent that WWE needs to do something with. Number 40 is actually on the main roster. She's a former Divas champion. I just don't think she has that much talent. Alicia Fox, Monday Night Raw. Number 39, she was in the Mae Young Classic. She lost in the first round to Piper Niven. Santana Garrett. She's had a couple NXT matches, and she's actually a very talented wrestler. She just needs to develop more and stuff. So hopefully WWE does something with her. Number 38, she's currently listed on the NXT roster. She lost in the first round of the Mae Young Classic to Lacey Evans. For a cup of coffee almost, she was a part of the Undisputed Era. Tainara Conte, she came out on the ramp with the Undisputed Era and basically interfered in Nikki Cross's Fatal 4-Way for the women's match on NXT. Costing Nikki Cross that match, kind of build more up with the Sanity versus Undisputed Era at War Games. Thinking they were going to put her with the Undisputed Era, and they never did. So, but just in the Mae Young Classic, there was some talent there, and a little bit she's been on NXT. Number 37, she was on the Mae Young Classic. She's not really done anything else in WWE. She lost in the quarterfinals to Toni Storm. Her name's Piper Niven. Again, talented wrestler who, she reminds me a little bit of like a Nia Jax type. I mean, she is plus size. She's not your prototypical, Charlotte, Asuka, Bayley size, but had some talent, had some agility, was able to perform a great match versus Toni Storm. They're in the quarterfinals of the Mae Young Classic. I believe I give it 3 or 3 1/4. Number 36, currently under the live event, on the signed personnel part. It's like she has signed a contract with WWE after being in the Mae Young Classic, but not really anywhere yet. She lost to Dakota Kai in the Mae Young Classic. Her name is Kavita Devi. Again, one of those Mae Young Classic, had talent, was able to put on a good match, entertaining match. It's like, okay, if you develop her, she could be, one of those serviceable women's wrestlers going forward. Number 35 on my list, she has had 4 NXT matches besides the Mae Young Classic. She was mainly in the Mae Young Classic. She's actually a second generation superstar. Her wrestling name is Rachel Evers. She's Paul Ellering's daughter. She was in the Mae Young Classic. It's like, whoa, she's got some talent here. Why doesn't WWE do more with her? Which I'm starting to see a lot of some of the 80s superstars having daughters wrestling versus sons. Obviously we know Ric Flair's daughter wrestles. We know this is Paul Ellering's daughter, Tully Blanchard's daughter. There's been a lot of daughters getting into it based on what their fathers have done. Number 34 from the NXT roster, Lacey Evans. She was also in the Mae Young Classic. Now, there are 3 notable call-ups recently that she has actually beat in one-on-one matches. Sarah Logan, Mandy Rose, and Sonya Deville. She has singles victories over these 3, so she does have some talent there. I see a lot with her. I can see her eventually getting in a title picture in NXT. Number 33, Aaliyah. She's currently in the NXT roster. She's been in NXT since 2016. It's kind of hit or miss when she's on NXT. Some talent there, obviously. Got to rank pretty high here based on some of these others. Number 32, she is only in the Mae Young Classic. She made it to the quarterfinal round. She's actually currently Progress Women's Champion, Toni Storm. I'm hoping with her, there is a lot of raw talent there, it seems like, at least watching the Mae Young Classic and stuff. I'm hoping that they create she's from the UK, have a UK women's division. She'd be perfect for it. Number 31, she's currently listed on the live events roster. She wrestles NXT's house shows. During the Mae Young Classic, and I said this in the Mae Young Classic videos, I compared her to a young Charlotte. Her name is Rhea Ripley. She reminds me of like a 21-year-old Charlotte. Charlotte's 32 right now. So it's like a young, raw Charlotte. I mean, if they could do something with, obviously, Sarah Amato, I think it's what her name is. She's the lead trainer in NXT, formerly known as Sarah Del Rey. You let her develop this Rhea Ripley, I think you'll have something that we can build on. And if you wanted to create a women's tag division, which I think they should, you have so much talent in these women wrestlers. Create a women's tag. They used to have it back in the day. The very first or second WrestleMania had the women's tag titles on the line. So they have been out there. Recreate them. Build up some of their Rhea Ripley and put her with Charlotte. I mean, come on now, really? I mean, you don't necessarily have to do that, hurt Charlotte, but I mean, I'm just saying, you put her with somebody and they can build and build and build with her. Number 30, she lost to Kairi Sane in the second round of the Mae Young Classic. She's currently on the NXT roster. Her name is Bianca Belair. Again, a very talented upstart wrestler who looks to me, has a lot of upside. If you haven't seen a Rhea Ripley or a Bianca Belair, to me, in 5 years, less than 5 years more than likely, these are going to be the Sashas and the Charlottes and the Becky Lynches of the future. That's one thing about NXT. If you've read the NXT book that was out, Triple H, when he first got his CEO type position in WWE, one of his questions to Vince was, and he talks about this in the book because I read part of it, where's the future coming from, Vince? Where's our developmental coming from? Vince just kind of, over the subject. Tripp said he reapproached it again in a few years. And okay, Vince, where's the future? Not just talent, but behind the scenes, camera, audio, recording, everything that we do. Where's the future? Where do we have the next guy at? Vince said, go create something. So he went to Full Sail University and created NXT as we know it today. Full Sail University is a media where they teach them, the producers and the cameraman and all that. So it's like you have this university, you got just talent, people wanting to learn the behind the scenes stuff. You're getting wrestlers from around the world to come wrestle in your product. Triple H is a fucking genius! And the more he does the Mae Young Classic, the Cruiserweight Classic, and the United Kingdom stuff, the more you're getting around the world to the World Wrestling Entertainment. I think they need to create a NXT just for women. Have your NXT 7 to 8 on Wednesday nights. Have your WNXT or NXT Women or whatever you want to call it 8 to 9 on Wednesday nights. It can still be filmed at Full Sail. Have your NXT Women's title, your NXT Women's Tag titles. You still have your takeover events, so you add 3 women's matches, and the singles title, tag titles, and a non-title. You can do it where you have currently 2.5 hours roughly on the network for takeover. Go 3 hours, go 3.5 hours, like you do a normal network special for Raw or SmackDown. Combine the 2 shows. Have all your you're gonna have all your titles. So you have what? Currently you have 3 titles. You're adding a title that's 4. Maybe you add a TV title for NXT. That might be a bit much, but you have 4 title matches. Your NXT Championship, your NXT Tag titles, NXT Women's, NXT Women's Tag. You have 2 or 3. Have 3 non-title matches. That's 7 matches on a card. It's a 3-hour card. Good matches. Have your pre-show still for your tapings. So you can have a 2-hour pre-show. And have your matches for your NXT taping, your NXT Women's taping. Number 29 on the list. She's currently listed in the live event roster. She won 2 matches in the Mae Young Classic. Her name is Abby Lathe. Just a lot of talent there. Ability in the ring. Obviously, Working on characters and charisma, that's another step in WWE. If you just look at pure performance in the ring, the ability, agility, she has it. Number 28 on the list came from the Mae Young Classic. She's actually part of CMLL. She lost in the second round to Mercedes Martinez. Her name is Princesa Sue. Basically Lucha Libre woman. That's what she is. I mean, she's a Lucha Libre superstar who's a woman. That's basically the mask and everything. Kind of like a Jushin Thunder Liger mask, kind of similar. Number 27 on the list. She lost in the first round of the Mae Young Classic. She's currently listed on the NXT roster. Vanessa Bourne. Talent galore. Had a good match in the Mae Young when she lost the first round of the Mae Young Classic. Number 26 is a second generation superstar. She was in the Mae Young Classic. She's currently Wrestle Circus' women's champion. Tully Blanchard's daughter, Tessa Blanchard. Her first round matchup, I believe, was against Kairi Sane, I believe it was. I believe that's what it was. It was one of the best matches of the first round. It was just incredible how talented she is in the ring and why WWE hasn't got her on the main roster, or at least in NXT yet. I mean, good lord. Number 25 on the list. I agonize a little bit of making her this low. I think more highly of her. She's on Monday Night Raw. She's a former NXT superstar. Nia Jax. I have her listed as 25 on here. The initial rankings that I did, I had her listed higher. But I looked at kind of her body of work and some other people, and I just happened to be watching Monday Night Raw when I was finishing this up. And I'm like, she does have talent. She's had some good matches over time. She had a really good match with Bayley, NXT TakeOver London. I think there's some people that are better than her. So I put her at 25. So number 24, matter of fact, the next four come from SmackDown. Number 24, SmackDown Live, part of the Riot Squad, Liv Morgan, who honestly to me, she's a Carmella 2.0. Having both of these on the same show is like, what? Why? They're the same person. They're the same wrestler. They're the same person. Which makes sense why number 23 is Carmella. First ever two-time women's Money in the Bank winner. You guys are like, whoa, what? Yeah, no, she's won it twice. She won the initial one at Money in the Bank. And then when Dana Bryan stripped her of it because her little dog, James Ellsworth, helped her, or climbed the ladder and pulled it down, which was the dumbest gimmick WWE could have ever done. That was so fucking retarded. God damn. These women can do everything men can do. But yet you have a man get the briefcase down for her. So you have a new Money in the Bank match on SmackDown and have her win it. Fuck me. What you should have done, WWE and Vince McMahon, is, okay, you have her win stupid like that, blah, blah, blah. You have another match on SmackDown. Have somebody else win it. Which, guess what? Leads to a one-on-one ladder match for the briefcase between Carmelo and whomever. And then if you want Carmelo to win it, fine. But she won it in a match, kind of like Edge did his second go-around when he beat Mr. Kennedy. But don't have her win 2 Money in the Bank fucking... Ugh. That still pisses me off, if you can tell. Number 22, SmackDown Live. The other part of the Riot Squad is Sarah Logan. She was in the Mae Young Classic. I've seen her on some NXT. I think she's got a lot of talent. I think she's still young. I think she's still raw when it comes to professional wrestling. I think you give her time to hang out with Ruby Riott, because Ruby Riott is one of the top 10 talented women on the roster. She's going to get better the more she wrestles, the more she's in the match, more she's in matches with talent, like a Charlotte or a Becky Lynch or Natalya. The more she's in these matches, the better she's going to get. Number 21 on my list is from SmackDown Live, is a 2-time Divas champion, Nikki Bella. I have Nikki Bella at 21. I've never thought the Bella Twins had all that much talent. Do they have talent? Yes. Anyone who wrestles in WWE has talent. but I think the other 20 have more talent. I think they're better in the ring. I know she's John Cena's fiance, and her sister's Brie, and she's more the entertainment side of professional wrestling. She's serviceable in the ring. She can wrestle matches. She can wrestle good matches, but she's not. I think there's people better than her. Number 20, a former MMA star, currently on Monday Night Raw, Sonya Deville. I seen her in NXT. I thought there was some talent there. The more I've seen her in some of these 6 women tags on Raw, I realized there is some talent, and she's hanging out with Paige, and Paige is filthy with talent. So hopefully some will rub off on her. All right, number 19. She's currently listed on the NXT roster. She lost in the finals on the Mae Young Classic to Kairi Sane. One of the 4 horsewomen of MMA, Shayna Baszler. Her talent has been able to cross that line from MMA to pro wrestling to sports entertainment. She has an amazing submission ability in the ring. She put on a damn good match versus Kairi Sane. What I think is going to happen, if you think about what happened at the Mae Young Classic, we had the 4 horsewomen of MMA, Shayna Baszler, Ronda Rousey, Jasmine Duke, and Marina Shafir at ringside. On the other side of the entrance ramp, we had the 4 horsewomen of NXT, led by Charlotte, Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, and Bayley. The 2 groups had a little backstage. At the first ever Women's Royal Rumble match, which, god damn it, if I would have done a freaking review for Clash of Champions, I would have said they were going to do that. Because with the Lumberjack match at Clash of Champions, how everybody got in the ring, I'm like, fuck, they need a Royal Rumble match. They're going to do it. And I didn't do that video, and god damn it, they did it. I'm like, damn, I love it. I'm actually stoked about it. I think it's going to be great. I think in this Women's Royal Rumble match, you're going to have, Shayna Baszler already said she's going to be there. I see Ronda Rousey being a surprise entrance. I see something happening with Ronda Rousey or Shayna Baszler. If Ronda Rousey's not in the match, she'll be at ringside. I think that Shayna Baszler is going to eliminate like Sasha or Bayley or Becky Lynch or one of them right in front of Ronda Rousey at ringside. There's going to be a little standoff. Somebody else is going to eliminate Shayna Baszler, like Bayley or somebody, Becky Lynch. And it's going to be at ringside. You're going to have the 4 horsewomen MMA, 4 horsewomen of WWE. Charlotte will come out, and you'll have a little standoff either backstage or out in the ringside. And then you're going to have the 2 general managers talk. And Daniel Bryan, Kurt Angle say, hey, why don't we do this? Why don't we do an interpromotional match here? Why don't we do 4 horsewomen versus 4 horsewomen and have it at Mania, which I'm fine with because I'm going to Mania. So, I think that'd be cool. Have Ronda Rousey debut at Mania, if not at Rumble. That's my plan. See what y'all think of that. Next, at number 18, we have Naomi, SmackDown Live, 2-time Women's Champion. Number 17. She's on the NXT roster. She part of the, I call them the Beautiful People, the iconic duo, Billie Kay. I got Peyton Royce right above her, number 16. Peyton Royce has had multiple title matches versus Asuka. Then she was in the Fatal 4-Way at War Games. Number 15, Monday Night Raw, 6-time Women's Champion, Mickie James. She can still bring it. She's one of the best on Monday Night Raw. Obviously, she's older now. She's, lost a step or 2, but she still has. She's one of the first real talented women back in. If you think back in that era with Beth Phoenix and Trish Stratus, Mickie James, Lita, you had a woman's revolution then to a point. I think if Mickie James would came up in this era, holy shit. I think if Trish Stratus or Lita or any of them would have came up in this era of women's wrestling, 2015 and beyond, what we look at Beth Phoenix and Trish, how great they were then. Could you imagine if most of their matches were against the Paiges, Charlotte, Asuka, Sasha, Bayley? If the majority of their matches against that level of opponent, oh, they would be just crazy dream matches. Number 14, never been a big fan of her. Monday Night Raw. She's the first ever SmackDown Women's Champion and Monday Night Raw Women's Champion. 2-time on each. Current Raw Women's Champion, Alexa Bliss. Number 13, she's won 5 championships around the world, 5 women's championships. She was in the Mae Young Classic. She's actually married to Johnny Gargano. Candice LeRae. I know she's done some NXT stuff here recently, so hopefully they'll get her in the fold. Very talented wrestler around the world. Mrs. Wrestling, what they were chanting at Mae Young Classic. It was great. Number 12 on the list is also from the Mae Young Classic. She's been doing a little NXT matches. Former Shimmer champion. One of the greatest women not currently signed on WWE, Mercedes Martinez. One of the top independent women wrestlers ever. Number 11 on the list comes from the NXT roster. She's part of Sanity, Nikki Cross. She had an amazing last woman standing match versus Asuka. I give it 4.25 stars. She's just that little spitfire, that little kind of like a bulldog type of, I'll do whatever I have to do to make this match look good. Kind of, taking table spots, chair spots, going through the, whatever. I'll go out there and put my body on the line to do whatever I got to do for this match to be great. And she's done it. I think somewhere along the line she does deserve a championship match. If they bring Sanity all up to the main roster, how they want to do that with her. Very talented. I think if you take her out of Sanity, you almost have to keep the same character with her. Top 10. The 10 best women in WWE today. This was a hard ranking order. I will tell you that. If you've ever tried to do this, this is pretty hard. Number 10, former Divas Champion, former SmackDown Champion, currently on the SmackDown Live roster, second generation, Natalya Neidhart. Oh, you thought I was going to say Charlotte there, didn't you? Oh, fuck no. Natalya Neidhart. I am getting sick of her going on and on about, the best there was, best there is, best there ever will be. You're not Bret Hart's daughter. You're his niece. Your dad was Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Done. I know you're part of the Hart family, but you ain't Bret. You long ways from being Bret. You definitely ain't Owen. Start calling you a little nugget. Oh, that's what people should start. Oh my God. I'm going to try to chant that at frickin' Mania until he comes out. Little nugget. See if anybody realizes what I'm saying and why I'm saying it. For you those who don't know, Owen Hart was called Little Nugget back in the day at one point in time. I'm not a nugget! He's the king of hearts though, but you gotta love him. Number 9 on the list, former Shimmer Women's Tag Champion, currently on SmackDown Live, runs her own little faction, the Riot Squad, Ruby Riott. Just, wow, what talent she has, charisma, mic skills. She has the whole package. She's able to go out there and just be a badass, She's that kind of woman that you don't want to bring home to mom because your mom may not like her, but you want to hang out with her because she's cool or she'll kick anybody else's ass that you need kicked. Number 8 on the list, she won the Mae Young Classic. Currently NXT roster, Kairi Sane. A lot of talent there. I was really hoping when the Mae Young Classic started, she would win, and she would be the one to defeat Asuka. I was hoping that would happen at War Games, but obviously Asuka broke her collarbone and was out for, 6 weeks, relinquished the NXT title, moved up to the main roster, stuck up the undefeated streak, but Kairi Sane's in NXT. Maybe when Kairi comes up, that she is the one that breaks the streak. But I was really hoping that whoever won the Mae Young Classic would be the one to defeat Asuka, to kind of have that, extra push. Oh my God, you defeated the, Princess of Tomorrow. You beat the streak. Oh my God. Number 7 on the list. She's the one-time NXT Women's Champion and one-time Raw Women's Champion. She's on Monday Night Raw currently. Everybody loves Bayley. I mean, she's just a little sister kind of character that you just gotta love and gotta help. And you can't help but like Bayley. She's one of the only women that can never be heel. Because she would come off horrible as a heel, I think. Number 6 on the list. So hard to put her here. I think she's better than this, but the top 5 are better. Current NXT Women's Champion, Ember Moon. Wow. When she debuted on NXT TakeOver, it's like, holy crap. There is some talent here. There was talk, people that, my little circle, we talked. She was one we thought would break Asuka's streak early on. And we were hoping that, she would do it. When War Games and they had the Fatal 4-Way for the women's title, I picked her to win and she won. And when I was over at the Pulse Dungeon for Survivor Series, I was talking about it, and Ryan was like, how did you pick her? She was due, and she's that talented, and she won. It's like, I didn't think it was going on a limb based on who was in that match. I thought she deserved it the most. So, very talented there. Number 5 on the list. She was the first ever SmackDown Women's Champion, part of the NXT 4 Horsewomen, Becky Lynch, the last kicker. Number 4 on the list, currently returned. She's a 2-time Divas Champion, first ever NXT Women's Champion from Monday Night Raw, Paige. I'm glad to see she got her issues either resolved or at least not on the front burner of her life. Obviously, she was in a relationship with Alberto Del Rio, some personal issues going on. Obviously, when you're in sports entertainment or entertainment in general, your personal life is public. So it's good to see her back. Good to see her wrestling again. Very talented there. Number 3 on the list is a 4-time Women's Raw Women's Champion, former NXT Champion, the Boss, Sasha Banks. Just matches that she puts on can be amazing. I know sometimes I've heard some things where she kind of had some issues backstage, where you can kind of tell when somebody's in the principal's office, basically, you would say, because they don't have such high-profile matches. They're kind of pushed back a little. It looks like she's kind of getting back into the, good graces of the backstage guys. I've seen a lot of arguments on number 1, number 2 on the women's roster. Tick or tack. Who do you want? Who do you think is the best overall talent? So when I look at a professional wrestler, I look at in-ring ability, in-ring agility, charisma, mic skills. When I watch their match, am I entertained? Do I go, oh my god, that's awesome? Do I react to what I'm seeing? Or is it just another wrestling match? Where's the iPad? I'm gonna, whatever. With these two, I watch because I'm entertained, because I know I'm going to see something that's good. Number 2 on the list, Monday Night Raw, former NXT champion, undefeated in NXT and WWE. I have the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka, number 2. Unfortunately, I hate what WWE's doing with her right now. I hate the squash matches on Raw. But I get it. More than likely, she wins the Women's Battle Royal, a Royal Rumble match. She will go on to Mania and face Alexa Bliss and take the title from Bliss, and hopefully have a long title run. Hopefully a Kazuka Okada type title run. And then you have somebody beat her and it's like, number 1 on the list, there's only one. Woo! The daughter of the Nature Boy, a 4-time Raw Women's Champion, a 1-time SmackDown Women's Champion, a 1-time Divas Champion, and a 1-time NXT Champion from the Queen City, Charlotte. Charlotte Flair. It is amazing what she can do in a ring. She's got to work on her promo skills a little bit. They're not horrible, but she's got to work on there. But her ability, top rope ability, flying in ability, the things that she can do in a ring is just second to none. I mean, people argue that Asuka's the best. I think Charlotte's the best. Let's have an Asuka-Charlotte match and prove me wrong. Maybe Asuka wins the Royal Rumble and goes up to Charlotte. Can we have that at Mania? Please, can we have that at Mania? I want a good Mania card. I was there when Taker lost his streak, but I was also the same one where same Mania, WrestleMania 30, Daniel Bryan won the world title. I was there for Shawn and Taker 25. Can we have a classic match like those, please? But alright, that will wrap up the 50 women wrestler rankings here on Robert Sports Show. I'm working on the guys. It's going to take some more time. But make sure you check out Robert Sports Show. Check out for NFL Divisional Series preview coming up. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show. And don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports town content.